For Human Development Index, it's all about things that we see that makes us to say this country is developed and this country is less developed. The first one is per capita income. When we talk about per capita income, we're simply talking about what we produce in this country divided by the population of this country. If what we produce in this country is higher, but each of us, what we get in return is lower, then we are in a less developed country. So for per capita income, for a developed country, the per capita income is always higher. For less developed country, their per capita income is always what? Lower. That mostly in African countries. 2, literacy. We're talking about
Libya.
No, GDP per capita of Libya is high. Yeah, it's high. The GDP per capita of Libya is high. Why? Because the population of Libya is low. So the second one is literacy. When we're talking about literacy, we're talking about the level of education.
The level of education.
No, really
it's
low.
high.
If you leave, yeah, really low.
Well, don't let us talk about that. But the point I'm making here is for developed country, their level of literacy is higher. For less developed countries, their level of literacy is lower. Key economic driver for developed countries. For industrialization simply means we are moving from this sector to the secondary. But those in the tertiary sector, they are in de-industrialization, which means decline in the secondary sector. That is what the industrialization is. Countries like America, European countries, they don't convert raw materials anymore. They do services. Example of services are what we watch these days. Before now, there's compact CD, VCD, but now we stream Netflix, Amazon. Technology has changed things. That is services. Do we get it?
Yes.
And the last one, okay, standard of living. How do people live? In less developed countries, their standard of living is less because they are poor. They are poor, so their standard of living is less. Mostly there's poverty. There's poverty.
It depends on the wages.
No, less developed countries have high tendency of having poverty. High. Standard of living of Libya is high. Standard of living is high. Then we have the birth rate. Less developed countries, they have a lot of birth compared to developed countries. Birth rate, they have a lot of birth rates.
Like Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah, birth rate.
Birth rate, yeah, Nigeria is one of the most populous countries. China too.
China.
But no, you know why? China has that before now.
Yes.
But China cannot be called a less developed country. Yes. China uses population as its strength, not weakness. Less developed countries use population as their weakness.
Yeah.
Listen, overpopulation is not the same as having more people. No. Overpopulation simply means the resources you have is more than the people in the country is more than the resources. That is overpopulation. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
China is populated, but there's no overpopulation in China. China has more resources and they have more people. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we talk about overpopulation when
it's equal in China.
yes. So that we call it optimum population. Optimum population. There's optimum population if the resources is equal to the population. There's overpopulation if the resources is less than the population. And there's there's overpopulation if the population is more than the resources. And there's underpopulation if the people are, or if the resources are more than the people. Do you get it?
Yes.
Overpopulation, resources, people more than resources. Underpopulation, resources more than people. Optimum, equal.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Therefore, the debt rate we talked about it, resources utilization. Here, developed country, they are highly efficient. But for less developed country, they are still suboptimal. And what is suboptimal? It simply means that the resources they have, they are not using it to the full capacity. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr.